Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. My name is Pips, co-founder of PropsMadness and professional sports bettor. We finally had profitable day on the show last night. We hit 3 out of our 4 bets and finally got a positive hook go our way. We also had another losing hook as well. We bet Shengun over 5.5 assists. He had 5 and lost minutes because of a blowout. Houston Rockets get blown out at home against the Hornets. Yeah, horrible stuff. But we had a positive hook on Bryce. I expected Kevin Love to be back. I expected Nurkic to play because he's not injured. But we get Love out. Nurkic doesn't even play. And Lauri Markkanen gets benched in a close game. So Utah Jazz in heavy tank mode. So we should definitely avoid betting unders for their players moving forward. And then 2 easy win, Sandro Mamukelashvili and Edge Comp finally profitable 3 and 1 day. And also, guys, I think I need to change stuff moving forward. When I was trying to edit the video yesterday, I found it boring. Like, it was like I was just going through my picks, reciting my analysis like a robot, which is not something I had in mind when I started this YouTube channel. I wanted to do something fun, and now it's like I'm doing some kind of job, like every day trying to make a perfect video where I'll just repeat like my picks and then cut out all the noise, all the other stuff. So yeah, I'll definitely need to change that. Let me know down in the comments like what topics you want me to cover outside of just sharing pics, because I have so much knowledge to share, so it will be like a waste to just share the pics and then line moves in like 15 to 20 minutes, and then if you watch late you don't even get the pics. So yeah, I want to help you guys improve. I want to help you guys become a better. If you are break even, to start winning. If you are losing, to lose less, or maybe to start winning as well. So I definitely have a lot of stuff to share. But yeah, this kind of roboting, this pick, that pick, and then ending the video is, firstly, it's not fun, and secondly, it doesn't provide much value at all. So moving forward, I'll definitely try to incorporate more other stuff, other approach, also doing some live streams and getting some guests on the show to make it more fun. Obviously, English not being my first language makes it tougher for me. It requires a heavier mental load to do this, but I was always big on feedback, so guys, let me know down in the comments. And let's now jump into today's slate. We have 6 games, bunch of guy questionable. I will go through every single game and explain what are my thoughts, what am I looking for, and which bets to attack. So for the first game, it's Knicks against the Pistons. Pistons, second night of back-to-back. They played against the Wizards last night and lost. I don't know how they lost that game, but it's definitely a surprising loss. And now they're playing Knicks. Uh, Fun one, definitely. We can see that they played them earlier this season, and Pistons won by 30 that game. And Kate covered in a huge blowout in only 29 minutes. We can see similar players like DeRozan, Booker, Fox, Jalen Brown were covering against the Knicks, and makes sense because they allow the fourth most points to pick and roll ball handlers and a ton of to pull up. So this could be a very interesting spot for Cade. So even looking at Cade points and rebounds could be great. If you take a look on the entire season, when Cade gets the expected minutes, we can see that on the season he's averaging almost 32 points and rebounds. Line is at 29.5, so definitely leaning over on that one. We have Jalen Duran left last night game, so it's a back-to-back, so I think he could be out. So adding rebounds to his points make a ton of sense. Let's look at the games when Duran was out. 2 games, Cleveland Cavaliers and Miami. In those 2 games, he covered with 33 points and rebounds, so this could be a great spot as well. So moving forward, as I said, Durant could be out. Then maybe Isaiah Stewart gets a start spot. Then his 5.5 rebounds should be decent, but looking at the lines, very juice. So definitely not my type of bet. Ausar Thompson probably guarding Brunson, so could be into the foul trouble. Tobias Harris could be back. He's questionable, so monitoring that stuff. Let's look at his rebounds. when he played without Durant, he had 4 rebounds in that game, which is kind of insane. Let's look at the rebounding chances in that game. Okay, so no rebounding chances for that game, but he only had 4, and now it's 4.5. So that's definitely interesting. Like some books have 5.5, some have 4.5. And looking on the entire season when he gets expected minutes, which I would say is probably between 24 and 34, especially with guys questionable and being out. On the season starting 4.9. Similar players been covering this. I don't know. Looks decent, but he's questionable. Could be limited. So that's why I'm skipping this one. Moving to the side of the Knicks, I definitely like this spot for Jalen Brunson, but the line is 26.5, and we have questionable Towns and OG Anunoby and Josh Hart, which kind of makes it like if these guys get ruled in, Jalen Brunson line could drop like to 25.5, maybe even to 24.5 if all three are playing. So for this one, I'll definitely wait closer to the game time as I expect Towns to play. When Towns get ruled in and the line drops to 25.5, I advise you to bet Jalen Brunson, because as we can see, all 5 similar players covered, and he was on pace to cover as well. He scored 25 points in a 30 points blowout. So if he gets his standard minutes like 36, 37, he was on pace to score 30 points. So I definitely like this spot for Jalen Brunson as they play mostly single coverage, so he should cook. In this spot, we can see Jamal Murray with 32 points. Steph stayed under, but he scored 23 in 25 minutes. So he was on pace to cover as well. We had Jamal Murray at 24 points, but he missed all 6 threes and missed 5 free throws, so was on pace to cover as well. Looking at further, we can see Pritchard covering with 17, James Harden staying under, shooting 4 from 20. Insane usage, but just shot poorly, and then Donovan Mitchell covering. So most guys did cover or were on pace to cover before blowout, or just shot horrible, which makes sense. They are great defense guys, so probably shoot below average against them, but I don't expect them to shoot 4 from 20. If Harden there makes like 7 from 20, which is still below average, he will cover this line. So yeah. I don't like any other spot for this game. Maybe Clarkson. If any of these 3 guys were out, Clarkson will probably get more minutes and then should be able to cover. If you take a look on the games with Clarkson getting 14 to 22 minutes this season, we can see that he's averaging 8.8 points, covering this in 17 out of 26. So this could be an interesting spot if some of the guys gets ruled out. But yeah, that's it for the first game. Second game, Heat against the Celtics. We now have Vucevic lines up there. I don't know if he's going to start or come from the bench. I do expect him to maybe come from the bench. So before I see that, no opinion there. And from the Miami Heat side, they are kind of healthy now. Most of guys are back. Everyone besides Hero is back. So I don't know who gets the most minutes. I kind of expect Pavel Adebayo to get standard minutes, and then the rest of the guys will probably split. I don't know how many minutes for like Wiggins maybe gets 30, but other guys will be in the range of 22 to 28. Guys like Jaquez, guys like Pelle Larsson, guys like Davion Mitchell, maybe some minutes for Kelal Ver and for Fontecchio. So yeah, need to see how this looks when they are all healthy, which wasn't the case for the last bunch of games. I'm looking at Bam Adebayo over the last 10 games, and in those games he covered threes in 6 out of 10 games, averaging 6.2 attempts from 3 over those 10, and they have 1.5 line. But let's include the games with Pavel in, and then he covered in 8 out of the last 10, averaging 3 threes made per game and 7.1 big 7.1 attempts, because we have 1.5 line. If he gets 7 attempts, that should be great. He should cover in like 80 or more percent of the times. Also, we can see he played Boston Celtics just 2 weeks ago and made 3 threes on 7 attempts, so that's looking great as well. And if you take a look for the matchup, we can see that Boston Celtics allow 4th most threes above the break They allow 5th most threes overall. They allow 4th most threes to his position, and they allow 7th most catch and shoot. So this looks like a great spot for his threes. And as I said 2 weeks ago, he scored 3 against them. And that game had both Pavel and Hero in, Wiggins in. So yeah, I think we can get similar volume. He can cover this with 5, but we'll definitely love to see 6 or 7 attempts once again. So our first official bet, Bam Adebayo over 1.5 threes, -118 to -120, pretty widely available. Moving on to the next game, Pacers against the Bucks. We have for the Pacers Kevin Porter Jr. returned last game, played on minutes restriction, got 29 minutes, so kind of expecting him to play 28 to 32 tonight. Kyle Kuzma, after scoring some big numbers lately, without Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr. in January, last 4 games, he's averaging 20 points a game, huge usage, 16 attempts per game, which is 6 higher compared to his season average. But we got Kevin Porter Jr. back, and last game he only had 7 points in 31 minutes in an overtime game. And also when Kevin Porter Jr. was in and Giannis was out, we can see that he played 8 games, averaging 15 points a game. I mean, he have 17.5 line against the Pacers tonight. So I kind of lean under here. Won't make it official because Bobby Portis is questionable, but if Bobby Portis is in, Kyle Kuzma could go back to the bench or could just have a much lower usage with Rollins in, Kevin Porter Jr. in, and Portis in. So I definitely see this line could be too high for Kyle, but if Portis is out, then think this is fair line. So yeah. Moving on, Ryan Rollins gets a great matchup, but in games with Kevin Porter Jr. and Portis without Giannis, he still wasn't covering this as well. Like he averaged only 15 points a game, so this could be a bit high, but as I said, matchup is so good that I won't touch this. Moving on, Kevin Porter Jr. 16.5 seems fair with minutes restriction. Miles Turner getting back to the Pacers. Last time he played against Pacers without Giannis, but with Kevin Porter Jr. in, Portis in, and Rollins in, he only had 10 points, but shot horrible 4 for 14, so not touching this one. AJ Green against team that don't allow catch and shoot and don't allow above the break threes, I'm staying away. Last time similar matchup, he only had 1 3 made in that game, scored 4 points. And on the other side, I have no clue who is going to play there in tanking mode, so definitely don't know. Some guys could be on minutes restriction and so on and so on. But the interesting spot for this one is definitely on Bobby Portis. As we can see, we bet him the last couple of games. He played 37, 36, 36 minutes. Now Kevin Porter Jr. is back. But let's look at the games when Giannis was out and Kevin Porter Jr. was in. And in last 4 games with Kevin Porter Jr. in, Giannis out, he played 39, 39, 32, and 35 minutes. So huge minutes for Bobby Portis on this kind of roster. So if he gets these kind of minutes, so if he gets at least 24 minutes without Giannis, he covered this line in 9 out of 11 games, averaging 18 points a game. Looking at the rebounds, gets even better. He covered in 8 out of 11, averaging almost 10 rebounds. And now we are going to have second official bet. We are going to FanDuel screen and we are going to bet Bobby Portis 15 plus points and Bobby Portis 8 plus rebounds plus 186. Our standard bet unit size is 1.5 units. We are going to risk 1 unit on this one, as I think if he gets 30 plus minutes and another start, he should be able to cover both of these lines pretty easily. So I am betting on him getting good minutes. And if he goes to the bench and plays 24, he can still cover this. This is like fair lines when he's going off the bench. But if he starts and gets like 34 minutes, this should be priced at like plus 100 at best. So yeah, absolutely loving this spot for Bobby Portis, and that's our second official bet. Moving on to the next game on the slate, Pelicans against the Wolves. We have Julius Randle questionable for this one, but overall we can see kind of polarizing stuff because Anthony Edwards played twice them this year. First game 44 points, second game 11 points, only 6 attempts in the entire game. So No read on Anthony Edwards. If I need to lean somewhere, I'd probably be an under. But with Julius Randle questionable, maybe that's not the best thing. If Edwards wants to have a big game, he'll have a big game. Doesn't matter the defense he's facing. So kind of tough to predict Anthony Edwards. But the one thing I like for this game is Rudy Gobert. Why I like this? Because he played in twice this season. 26 points in the first game and 15 points in the second game, playing only 24 minutes. So he's averaging 20 points per 31 minutes against the Pelicans this season, which is absolutely amazing. But that makes sense. They allowed the most putback, second most transition points, and as well second most rim points. So absolutely amazing matchup. And if you take a look at the last, I would say like 20 games when he gets expected minutes, we can see that he covered rebounds in 18 out of 20 games, 90% win rate. So I'll go with Rudy Gobert double double plus 105 at FanDuel. That's our third official bet. Moving on to the next game, we have DeMar DeRozan at 16.5 points, which is crazy, right? Looking at the season, he's having 20 points lately, but last game, close game, 4-point game, he played 28 minutes in that game. Against the Boston Celtics, only 18 minutes. Against the Pistons, only 19. So these Kings are all over the place. I don't know who is playing, who is not playing, who is getting benched, who is closing the games. So last game, starters kind of played 27 minutes because they are kind of the lost case this season. So I don't know what's going to happen there. So be definitely careful. Don't see like a great win rate and then just bet the over. Be careful from this game. I'm not touching anything on Kings. That's only for me. That's how I prefer it. On the other side, we now have Clippers without Zubats, without Harden. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I don't know if they are going to play uh, Collins at the 5 or it's Brook Lopez starting and play 30 minutes. Is it Brook Lopez starting and playing 20 minutes, 24 minutes, and then Collins playing back of 5? I don't know what's going to happen here. I need to see at least one game sample size so I can then adjust and bet accordingly for the next game. So I definitely staying away from this game. Horrible game in my opinion. And the last game on the slate, it's Grizzlies against the Blazers. Another team, Grizzlies. I don't know who is starting at them at the 5. They don't have any bigs. They don't have a single center on the roster, so I don't know how to approach this game. What kind of defense they are going to play? Who is playing at the front court? I don't know. So tough to predict. Definitely expect them to be horrible on defense. So Blazers could take advantage of that. Maybe Drew Holiday is a way to bet. I don't know. Like last game, finally out of minutes restriction, he played 29 minutes. If you take a look for the games when he gets 25 to 35 minutes, he covered points, rebounds, and assists in 10 out of 11 games, averaging almost 30 points, rebounds, and assists. He scores 50% of his points from pull-up. They allow second most. He scores a ton of in the paint. He scores ton of above the break three. He scores ton of as a pick and roll ball handler. So this kind of looks good. Avdia is questionable. With Avdia, with Sharp, with Jeremy Grant, with Klingon, these guys played in every single game of these. So his hit rate gets to 9 out of 10, 30 points, rebounds, and assist average in 31 minutes. I don't think he gets 31 minutes, but if he scale down this to like 28 minutes, then he's still averaging like 27 points, rebounds, and assists. And Blazers are 7-point favorite, so they could blow them out. Honestly, like this Memphis team definitely doesn't look great. Do they play it head to head? No Drew Holiday head to head, but maybe Shadon Sharp did play. And in that game, Memphis blown them out. So I don't know. Let's look at the Memphis side of this game when they played. So yeah, in that game, John Morant was out, so they had Jaren Jackson Jr. and blown them out by 23 points. Other side, as I said, missed Drew Holiday, missed Donovan Klingon as well. So yeah, maybe this game is not a blowout then, and then Drew Holiday kind of looking great. Looking at the rebounds, when he gets 25 plus minutes, he is averaging 5.3 rebounds a game. That could be actually really good. Let's look at the games when Klingon is in and Avdia is in, Time Lord is in. Then he's still averaging 5 rebounds a game. So maybe points and rebounds, and 16.5 looks good. Points, rebounds, and assists. As we can see, he's averaging 20 points, rebounds, and assists over the last 10 games in 22 minutes. So now if he gets 28 plus minutes, he should be able to cover this. So Avdia being back maybe scales his minutes back a ton. So not official bet, we have 3, but I went through the entire slate. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and smash that like button. We finally had a winning day last night, and hopefully we make it 2 days in a row.